Carty Method podcast.
All right. We are ready to rock and roll. Welcome to another episode of the Carty Method podcast. Today, hey buddy, my dog just came in. He just busted through the door like a psycho. That scared the shit out of me. Welcome to another episode of the Carty Method podcast. Today, we are doing what I like to call real photo reviews. Every Tuesday, I look at your portfolio. Not all your portfolio, just one image every Tuesday. If you are part of my photo submissions level, you got to go to thecartymethod.com and sign up for photo reviews. I will look at your photos every Tuesday and Thursday. Thursday, I give an assignment. The assignment is very specific. It's like a brief. I give you a brief. That brief tells you exactly what to shoot and trains you like an editorial photographer. You can shoot whatever you like as long as it's within your niche and it is to the brief. Tuesday's assignment is not an assignment. You just submit one photo that you are considering for your portfolio, and I look through it and let you know, yes, this is a portfolio picture, or it needs some work. It needs some work. We are going to try today another microphone. Now, there's nothing, I'm going to tell you, there's nothing that sounds as good as the Shure SM7B, okay? FYI, there is nothing that sounds better than the Shure SM7B. This is the microphone that Joe Rogan has, and all the real podcasters have this microphone. The problem is this podcast microphone costs a lot of money. But I have a new microphone, and we're going to try that microphone today so I have my hands free so I can actually not have this arm in the way. So we are with a different microphone. I don't have any, I'm not monitoring this audio. I don't want it to peak too much. How is this sounding for you guys? Is this sounding okay? Oh, yuck, says Steve Boudreau. Don't make me want to switch right back. If you guys hate it so much, I'll definitely switch it back, but it definitely makes it a little bit easier for me. Thank you, Emmanuel. All right, sounds like a Zoom call. Okay, now you're making me want to switch it back. 4 to 5 compared to this one. You see? Yeah, that's, if it's a 4 to 5, it doesn't, it's hard, man, because that mic is the mic that, and funny enough, I think I can tune it better, and I tuned it pretty well. This one is an 11. I mean, there's no question, but you definitely just answered my question, whether this mic here is going to be a Zoom call mic only, or is going to be a mic that I use for my podcast. Obviously, you just clarified it's not going to be one that I use for my podcast, so worry not. All right, well, that was easy. Again, this is called me asking the audience, because you always ask the audience, and it's all about pleasing you guys, right? So that's the vibe. All right, let's get into some photos, because that's what we're all here for. We are here for the real photo reviews. They are real. They are the best photo reviews, I think, on the internet. If you guys know someone else who's doing better photo reviews than me, please tell me, so we can talk and maybe collaborate. All right, our first shooter is Torrance Davis. Torrance said, I shot this during an interview with a cosplay model. This was taken at the Electronics Entertainment Expo in LA in 2013. 60D 24 to 105 at 80, f6.3, 250 to the second, ISO 400. This is Torrance Davis. Torrance, thanks for submitting, Torrance. Let's have a look at this. Let's look at it a little closer. My concern is just with the file quality, Torrance. When I'm looking at this close up, I'm seeing like there's definitely like a little lack of sharpness. And it definitely needs like a little bit of skin help. You can see there's a couple of really easy to take away blemishes on her skin, like really easy to take away blemishes. So that's something that I want to take care of, like this. I have to fix something, folks. 1 second. I'm having a little bit of Wacom tablet issues. So let me open the Wacom tablet preferences. Apologize. Yeah, this is something that I should have fixed today, but where are my tablet preferences? Preferences. Here we go. All right. And mapping. Yes. Mapping. Yeah, it's not letting me go to the other page, sorry. Screen area. Full. There we go. Yep, there we go. We got it. Apologize for that. Yeah, I don't know why or how that like messed up. That's weird. There we go. We're back. So this is what I'm concerned with, Torrance. It's the blemishes here, which are very easy to take out in either Lightroom or Photoshop. I use Photoshop for my retouching. And the sharpness, there's just a lack of sharpness in the eyes, and we really want this line here, like sharp, 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 sharp. That's where we're focusing, is here. So make sure that, oh, I didn't start my heart rate, guys, apologies. Make sure that your focus is exactly on. You're saying that this picture is from 2013. It's shot with a body from back then. I want you to also watch the pole like that's growing through her head. If it was just this background up here without these white accents, it would be a little bit easier to like grab her. As far as the vibe and the energy, like you definitely have a vibe. Like this picture has a vibe. I see that you've cropped it to 8x10 ish. This is a 4x5 proportion, so it's not exactly cropped to 8x10, as you can see. But Torrance, this is Vicky back. Let's go, Vicky. I appreciate you. Sorry I missed that, Vicky. And I saw my lights change. Vicky is back for 14 months. By the way, look at what Vicky's crown looks like. Vicky, your crown is pimp. Vicky's been rocking the crown for so long. She's got a crown that no one else has. Malcolm has that crown too. Well done. Well done, Vicky. Thanks for being here for 14 months. Back again as a member. I appreciate you, Vicky. All right. And by the way, if you become a member, you get the smoke. I have a guy in here who lights a little fire so smoke goes through my room, and then he puts it out, and that really crosses the smoke. All right. That is Torrance. Torrance, I hope that helps you. I feel like I need to see more of your photography. Is this a picture that could stay in your book now while you're developing? Sure. Because it's very competent. The light is great, but you could definitely fix up a couple of those close-up things, because all photos, especially girls' skin, just learning how to do these quick little retouches is really easy. It's just the healing brush. So learn that soon. I also use the patch tool. That is Torrance Davis, everybody. Torrance, thanks for submitting. All right, who's next? The smoke machine is still going crazy. Who's next? This is a new submitter. This guy I talked to yesterday on the telephone. His name is Andrew Streeter. Andrew is a fashion/editorial photographer. This is his first submission. Excited to hear the feedback. Shooting with a Fuji X-T3. With an XF 16 to 55 2.8 at 51 millimeter, I definitely suggest that you get a prime. It's going to be better than your kit lens. The kit lens, just try to get, I know you're shooting with an APS-C, so ideally you need a 50 and maybe 35, which is more of a 50, and the 50 will act more as a 70. That would help you a lot, especially for shooting people. You got to get off the kit lens for sure. And shot with a Godox V1 flash with a 20-inch softbox. This, guys, ladies and gentlemen, is Andrew Streeter. Andrew, this is a vibe. This has a vibe for sure. San Francisco Bay Area. Let's have a look at this closer. Yeah, you have a vibe. It's good focus. I like the light. The skin is good. There's a little, I mean, really hyper crazy with the detail. There's a couple of little hairs here on the bottom of his nose that you could definitely take out. Little bump here that you could take out. Just like small things that the agencies will notice without you losing the skin. The sunglasses are nice. The sunglass, like the quality is really good. Skin is good. Skin is good. I like the vibe. Seeing the Golden Gate behind is nice. This is a yes for me. This is a yes for me. I'm giving you an 11 on this one, my guy. 11s don't come easy, but this is a yes. Let's look at it as a cover. You can see as a cover, this pops. I mean, the Carty Method magazine, as a cover, this pops. And also what is really good is that you have an understanding of shooting to format. Like if we look at this, let me just lower, oops, we're gonna go all the way over here. Let me get rid of that. Let me drop this down to an 8x10. So when you see this as an 8x10, this actually works as an 8x10 because this is how it's gonna look on Instagram, which is still, it's very good, right? But the whole picture is actually cropped perfectly. Like for somebody who's very new to submitting, you handled this. This is an absolute, like, I would say a clinic on how to shoot a vertical, how to shoot a cover, and you're brand new. So good for you. Good for you guys. That's Andrew Streeter with an 11, everybody. Andrew. Nick Johnson today. Nick says, let's go, Nick. Nick is dropping fiver. Nick is dropping a 5 bones. And Nick says this, yo, folks, if we get 50 likes today, he is going to gift 5 members if we get to 50 likes. So first of all, Nick, that smoke for you is for your $5, and I appreciate you. And making me reach my super chat goal, which I set a very achievable super chat goal of 1 super chat. The smoke is crazy today, right? The smoke is crazy. Like, look at that. Look at that. This is for you, Nick. I hope you're enjoying the attention you're getting. Holy moly. That's a lot of smoke. I might have to close the door because one time at band camp, the smoke alarm went off. And the funny thing is that this isn't smoke. This is water vapor. This is like vapor. It's smoke machine. It's non-toxic, blah, blah, blah. So there's no way that it should set off the smoke alarm, but it did. So I had to close my door because my dog like burst through it. And Nick, are you seeing the atmosphere that we're creating here for you? And also creating for you, Andrew. Congratulations on your first submission. This is what we call a home run, my friend, an 11. And if you're wondering what an 11 is, it's from Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap, they would turn the Marshall amp up to 10, but then they would have like drawn on in marker another tab, and like it said 11, so they would turn it past as loud as it would go. Basically, that's the concept, is like 10 out of 10 is perfect. Okay, we're looking for 11s. Basically, that's the vibe. And here's another analogy. Here's another analogy, and I'm going to draw it on the screen. Here. This is how it is with photographers nowadays. It's like this. Back in the day when we used to shoot film, if you were good, If you were good at shooting film, oh my goodness, are you telling me this is happening again? It is. If you were good at shooting film, you were like, that was it. You were golden if you could shoot film. I can't believe that this isn't doing it again. So if you were good at shooting film, you were amazing. But when digital started, the thing that happened is that photographers got good really quickly, because when you were shooting film, you couldn't see what you were shooting until after. So you'd shoot a Polaroid and then you'd shoot. And you weren't seeing every frame as you shot it. And you had to there's things that you had to be just okay with because you were shooting film. Now, when digital started, I went digital in 2004 after shooting film since I was 14 years old, got a Hasselblad when I was 21. And then I got better as a photographer instantly because I could see what I was shooting as I was shooting it. So every frame I could tune and get better and get better and get better. So what ended up happening with the rise of digital photography is good was no longer good enough. That's what happened with the rise of digital photography, is good was no longer good enough. And then guess what happened? Then they invented this thing called the iPhone. And then everybody had one of these in their pocket. So now everybody is making good pictures. So what ended up happening for photographers, the value of photography started to lower. The value of photography started to lower because everybody was able to make photos. Everybody. It wasn't a thing that you had to have a camera, understand film, exposure. No, anybody could do it. So the value of photography started to lower. And what happened was good wasn't good enough anymore, because average photographers, people who were just picked up a camera and bought, they were shooting good photos. So for people who were trying to make a living at it, good isn't good enough. We needed a new standard. So photographers had to start being great. So when photographers, you see how serious I am right now, please, with these glitches? Photographers had to find a new standard. And that new standard, all photographers had to now achieve great. Great became the new good, because it used to be just good. Great became the new good. And guess what then? People started shooting great photos with their iPhone. Great. People who are brand new started shooting great photos with their new digital camera with no photography training. Great photos. So working photographers now, we need a new standard. And this word, I utter this word never. I never say this word. It's too priceless a word. And that word, the word that we are trying to achieve, that word is spectacular. That is what we are trying to be, because great is the new good. We need a new standard. We need to be beyond excellent. We need to be beyond exceptional. We need to be spectacular. Spectacular knows no bounds. Spectacular knows no boundaries. This is why the iPhone is in everybody's pocket, is because this is spectacular. And it doesn't matter whether you're in China or whether you're in the UK or whether you're in Europe or you're in South Africa, whether you're Canada or US, the iPhone is spectacular in every language. So this is why it's the number one product, and why everyone has one, and why you pay $1,500 to $1,600 for one, because it's a spectacular thing. So as a photographer, we have to achieve the spectacular. That is the only way that anyone's going to ever notice us. And anything less is not good enough. It's simple. So if you want to make a living at photography, you have to be on the trajectory of never being satisfied. Because if you're breaking your arm, patting yourself on the back on how great you are with no training, no professional education, and no clue, You really got to give your head a shake. I mean, it's amazing. Yes, we all have to feel victories when we make photographs, but resting on those laurels and thinking that that's enough to have a career, you're delusional. Only really 20% of what I do is making photos. The other 80% is how I make a living at it. So that's what I try to teach with the Carty method. All right, guys, we are getting into our next shooter. Very, very well done, Andrew. Welcome. Glad you're a part of the crew. Our next shooter is the one and only Joe Franklin. Joe says S5 Mark II and a Sigma 16-28 at 20. Hey, Andrew, let's go. Andrew, what was I just talking about you? Welcome to the crew. Thanks for becoming a member, my guy. Look at all this stuff on the screen. My heart rate, Andrew, good vibes. Like, Andrew, welcome. I appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for becoming a member.
Yes or yes?
Yes or yes. Taylor Swift is losing her goddamn mind. All right. Joe Franklin, multiple exposures blended. Shot 2.8, 16 millimeter f8, multiple exposures blended. Andrew, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Guys, this is the one and only Joe Franklin. Joe, yes. Joe, you're getting better, bro. You're getting better. This gives me joy. I want you to watch these little things. Like, I do not know if you have the ability to back up one step further, but I'm going to move my double page spread. I want you to look at it again, though. Look at my double page spread and look at where the frame is dropping. And I want you to see a couple things. The first thing, let me hide this. The first thing is this here. Is there a way for us to hide this little spot where the tile ends? Right? That's the first thing that we hide, is that spot where the tile ends. The next thing is this is so centered. But is it centered? This here. Is this centered? So let's look at it as a double, and you can see how it's just on the opposite side of the gutter. Like, place that on the gutter, and you can see that this distance is the exact same distance as this distance. And if you moved this over that way, then this would also move, like now go back to here and line right up on the gutter. Yes, that definitely puts this house, puts this a little bit on the gutter, but design-wise, this is really nice. I want you to be watching obsessive details, like you see how the chairs aren't lined up down here. I'm going to hide my frame again. You see how the chairs aren't lined up on the bottom. Make sure that that's like perfect. How this here is pushed over, so it's going a little bit beyond the door frame. I would move that over the table. It clearly looks like there's a little bit of room for this table to push over, maybe a little bit. Maybe. If not, then again, that's tricky because I feel like that table's too big for that location. But this styling is really good. The empty table, the oven, the styling is good here. This is okay. Looks definitely realistic. Up here, this is okay. Although this, and this, like I feel like the spacing here, we could do that a little bit more balanced and a little bit more order. I do notice everything because I look in here and I'm like, why is this picture frame not centered here and here? Why is that offset? Why is this offset? You see how this is like not centered? There's all of these things when it comes to like you spend so much money designing a house, but then you don't do the like the small details, like center this up here and center this picture frame in here. Like these are, especially with gaps that are so narrow. This has nothing to do with you, Joe. This has everything to do with my visual OCD as far as design. This is a yes for me, Joe. This is a yes. This definitely can go in your portfolio, but I do want you to be watching these small details like we have happening up here. For me, just seeing this end like that, you might as well bring your frame right to the end. And if you just look at how that would look if I brought that frame like right to the edge there, it's just this, Joe, on that side now. So you can see balance wise, it actually works. So that's my 2 cents in a bag of chips. I mean, I feel like it's a yes for me. It is a yes. Thank you, Joe, by the way, for submitting. Guys, that is an 11 from Mr. Joe Franklin. Joe, well done. Well done. All right, guys, that is Joe Franklin. Who is next? Mike Lilly. Hey, Carty. Hey, crew. Up for consideration this week is an interior shot looking through the glass front door, showcasing the reflection and a subtle drop of the design firm's merch. Thank you for your influence and continued support. Sony A7 Mark III Rokinon 35mm 1.4 3.2 ISO 100. This, guys, is the one and only Mike Lilly. Mike, this is a yes. This is a yes. This is what I like to call a yes, Mike. I like this a lot. This is different. Mike, divergent, man. This is divergent. This is not linear. This is like, I'm going to come in through the side door. Mike, yes, Mike. Yes. I like it. I like it. I like it. I want you to watch the balance of warm and cold, okay? And the color balance. Like, it's the only thing that I'm really watching is the color balance in the room. The exposure, I'd like the exposure to go up by 0.2. That is 20%. That is 0.2 of a stop. Give me just a little bit more because it feels just a touch muddy. Just a touch, though. Like very... Oh, look at me. Cool guy hiding all my notes here. Way to go, Carty. So it looks just a little muddy. But this is nothing that can't be fixed in post. Just give me just a touch more exposure, Mike. But this is a yes. I want you to look at how cold the shadows are back here, right? Because shade is blue and nighttime light. As the color temperature comes down, it gets really blue. The sky in here also has that blue feels. But what's the most important is to nail the color balance in here and to make sure that this white chair reads white, that white book reads white, that these white-ish, grayish marble tops, that they read white. That needs a little bit of color balance and a little bit of exposure. Guys, that is Mike Lilly. Well played, Mike. Let's go. You sure you don't want the other mic? You sure you don't want the other mic? I'm just kidding. All right, guys. You know what's so amazing is how, like, you can see this is just me
being myself. Understand that it's really impossible for me to not be myself doing a live stream.
Yes or yes, right? Like, it's impossible for me to not be myself during a live stream. So what I'd like is you guys to honor me by hitting the subscribe button. Super simple. Just do this. Hit the subscribe button below, and even me saying subscribe, especially if you're watching this after, makes the subscribe button glow. It is free to subscribe. You get notified when I upload content. I put up something pretty much every day. You know, it's like I do a video, I do a short, I do a podcast, or I do, you know, so there's always something going up. Got a great video coming out on Friday. Imagine my surprise after killing myself, spending literally 8 hours shooting this video that we're doing, that's dropping on Friday. Imagine after 8 hours, and then 2 days go by and Benja's working on the edit, and Benja's like, I can't find this one scene anywhere. Like, go back to my notes, go back to my script, go back to my footage, go back to the audio. And I'm like, oh my God, there was one scene that I filmed that the audio was running, but the camera wasn't. And I thought when I finally caught that and started to record again, I went back far enough, but I missed 2 paragraphs. And I had to record it again. So anyways, I did that yesterday and sent that off to Ben just so we could assemble that. So we'll see if you guys see this scene that we had to insert, or if it is a complete seamless integration, which I think is going to be seamless. I think you guys already noticed. All right, guys, that is the one and only Joe Franklin. No, that is not. That's Mike Lilly. Sorry, my bad. Erase that. We're going to start again. That is the one and only Mike Lilly. Let's go, Mike. Thanks for submitting. This is dope. I really want you to pursue this idea further. The thing that makes me so happy about this is the way that you tried something radically different. Shooting into reflections is meta. Like, reflections are, it's such a great way to add dimension and depth to your photography. So do that more. Do that more. Very, very cool idea. Sim Strider, welcome. Sim says, it's true. It is true. I believe what Carty is saying is true. That is a very good idea. Well done, Mike Lilly. Well done. All right, who's next? Who is next? Our next is another Mike. This one is called Mike Morrison. Mike says a 1931 Ford Model A dragster, Sony A7R5 with a 70-200 Grandmaster at 185 millimeter at 2/50th of a second, 3.5 ISO 100. Guys, this is the one and only Mike Morrison. Mikey Mike, this is nice. This is like legit. I haven't seen much black and white from you. Let's look at this as a double. I haven't seen much black and white from you, so I'm curious to see more black and white from you. But is this a portfolio image? I'm going to give you a yes. Let's look at this closer. Door open for me is I have a bit of a question mark on that, this door being open. I'm not sure with the driver in here why the door is open, but you're the expert, so you can help explain that to me. Would this picture be better with the door closed? I don't know. That's as sort of up to opinion. For me, this is a yes, though. I really like the treatment. The only thing is with your black and white is consistency. You have to keep consistent between all your black and white photographs in your book. It means they all have to look like this. But yes, I'm going to give you a 11, Mike Morrison, and tell you yes, this is going in your portfolio. I liked how you pushed the roof of this car below the main dark horizon line. This situation, again, I want you to really try to work yourself lower so we're able to see even a little bit more of the stance of this car. I know why you hit it on the 3/4 to be able to get a little bit of the front of this grille. I would have loved to also see a straight on, like perpendicular style photograph of this car. It all is about the scene and what's in the background and all that stuff. But Mike Morrison, this is a yes for me. This is a picture that, yes, it should be in your book. And speaking of your portfolio, let's get that portfolio and that website going. You know, you're in my accelerator. It's all part of our movements here. So make sure that you have that portfolio website going. This is a yes.
Yes or yes?
Taylor, she's got some high energy, that Taylor Swift. She's always like, yes, yes. So, yeah, Taylor likes it. Mike Morrison, everybody. Well done, Mike. This is Taylor Valentine. Taylor says, I originally submitted this for review a few months back and got some good feedback on my over-processing mistakes that led to display issues and damage of the resulting image. I'm at a point in my progress of all things that good image from even a few weeks ago sometimes look awful to my present eyes. On this one and some others, that's left me too close to the problem to make an impartial, objective assessment. I know there are some things that I could have done better now, but I appreciate a fresh look at this shot I pulled way back from its originally edited state. So this is a reprocessed image from Taylor that I shit on the first time he sent it. Nikon Z6 Mark II, Nikon 40mm f2, shot at f5, 1/6 of a second at ISO 400. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Taylor Valentine. Taylor, this is way more applicable. Way more applicable. Let's look at it as a cover. Look at this. Taylor, come on. This is way more applicable. I do not remember the last processing, and the reason is because you just erased it from my mind. And I thank you for that. You erased it from my mind with this new image. Let's look at what it would be as a double. I mean, as a 8x10. So you can see as an 8x10, it holds up. It holds up incredibly well as an 8x10. Let's get this exactly right. It holds up incredibly well as an 8x10. There is no issue there. And then it holds up amazing as a cover. It's got the right level of detail. It's got the right level of texture. The logo of this Axiom bag actually pulls off the red from down here. It really makes the logo punch, and now I see that the bag is wet-ish. I see the color of the bike and how the color of the bike actually matches back here. See the rear rack and how this is a pannier bag, and I also see a little bit of the other back on the other side. This is a yes. I'm saying yes to this one, Taylor, and yes, this can go in your portfolio. This is a yes. This is called recovery. This is bringing something that had all the elements back that you killed in processing. So, yes, this is 100% a fix, and put it in your book for sure. But also shoot more sport-related stuff. Sport that go like mountain biking and the bags and the accessories and like you're starting like bike tourism and bike packing and like, I mean, you're an outdoor adventure photographer. Like that's what I want you to redefine yourself as, an outdoor adventure photographer. So add a little bit more adventure. Don't be as product focused, but there are products in all of your shots, you know? So add the adventure angle to your work, and I think you will win. By the way, if you are a member of this channel, you're going to see your name scrolling right down here, especially if, well, I can't have every member here, but I can have 25. So there's the last 25 members are scrolling right down here. All right. This, Taylor, if I didn't give it already, this is an 11, my friend. Well done. Taylor Valentine. Taylor. Oh, and look at you. Okay. You do your thing there, girl. All right. Bruce Lee, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Auto Lux Imagery, I'm glad you're here. Calligraphy, as always, taking care of business. Thank you for being here. Anton Dudis. Anton, glad you're here, my guy. Thank you. Mike Morrison, I appreciate you being here in chat and watching as I review your photographs. Sim Strider. I like saying that. Sim Strider. Welcome. Daniel, welcome, my guy. I'm glad you're here. Salim El Madani, my guy. Nick Johnson, I appreciate you. Benja Lee, editor of The Stars. Garan Rath in chat. Let's go. My right-hand man and the director of operations for this fine establishment. Who else did I miss? Suresh, welcome, my guy. Thanks for hanging out with us. Liza Hyder. Of course, Andrew Streeter, my guy. Natalie Murdoch in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And again, I can only... Juan Herrera. Let's go, Juan. Welcome. I can only give you love if you say hi to me in chat. I can't do it. Stephen Bordeaux. I always say that wrong. Stephen Bordeaux, Spanish Soap, Malcolm, Owen, Jay Williams, Emmanuel. Appreciate all you guys hanging out with me here. Anybody else that I miss, you got to say hi in chat so I can say hi to you. All right, let's get on with it. Who is our next shooter? The one and only Anna Kaya. Hey, Carty, would this work as a portfolio image? Thanks for your feedback. Shot with an 85, 2.5, ISO 2500, 1/60th of a second. Guys, this is Anna Flip. Anna Kaya. Let's get it on. Anna. Will this work as a portfolio image? Yes. Yes. You need to reprocess it for me, though, because it's a little hot in exposure. Let's look at this as a cover. Look at this, Anna. Come on. Like, yes, this is great, and I love when you shoot at night. You need to do it more. But you need to reprocess this image in order to hold back some highlights. The good vibes. In order to hold back some highlights. Let's look at this. See, when we start to get in closer, you see here, there's just a little bit of softness. Like we're just missing the focus a little. We have a big highlight here, which I need to pull back, and we're losing detail in the shirt in some places. So that is your sensor. But you can pull it back without killing the overall image. I want you to work on saving these highlights and also nailing the color balance. The color balance seems close, but her skin looks a little pinky. That's a B. Her skin looks a little pink. Her skin here looks a little pink. And then we have some pink in the undertones. Now, I'm not sure if that's environmental light. I'm not sure if this now is white. I'm not sure if this is white. But these highlights are also have a cast. So I want you to make sure that this is as neutral as you can make it, and try to eliminate as many as these like burns that's happening, because again, I'm going to show you when we go in close here, like this is like the camera can't reconcile between here and the highlight. So you can see that it's getting banding between here. Here's one thing that you can do, Anna. Process this in 16-bit. Okay, 16-bit. Go right back to the raw, and you should be processing all of your files in 16-bit, because it gives you, like, if you can imagine, it's like 256 colors versus 171 million colors. Like, that's the difference between 8-bit and 16-bit. And this is why you get banding, is when you process out at 8-bit. You get banding, and default is 8-bit, but you can give from your raw file to processing, you can give that TIFF, you can give it twice the information just by processing in 16-bit. That is going to improve everything from your shadow detail to that transition between from the highlight into the shadow where it's too much on the highlight. It's going to fix all of that. And then add a touch of sharpening just to try to fix a little bit of the out of focusness. And then I would like to see that image again, Anna, because you do have something here. There is something really special here. It is a picture that is compositionally sound. It's swaggy. I just want it to be perfect. I want it to be perfect, and in order for us to get there, we have to fix those small things that I just pointed out. But Anna, well done, guys. Anna Kaya, everybody. Anna Kaya. Good shooters, yeah. Good shooters. By the way, if you are enjoying this, please hit the like button, because it's free. It's free. If you want to support this stream, there's all kinds of ways that you can do it. You can catch yourself a little bit of Carty crew merch. The Carty Method shop is popping right now, and I do my best to really put cool stuff in the Carty Method shop. The big collection right now is my Esprime collection. You know, I can't call it anything else other than the Esprime collection, but go to all products up here so you're not missing anything, and you can see my amazing collection of stuff that you can cop. I make this stuff for you. I really do. My creative collection was my last collection. I change a collection about every 6 weeks or so. Right now I'm wearing these track pants and a version of this hoodie that you can't buy because I have the full print. But yeah, the merch is really high quality and I'm kind of into it. And it's all that I wear. I'm not sure if you've noticed. The Carty Method collection is live right now for another couple of weeks. And then with no notice, I nix it and put up something new. And you know, the creative collection really did really well. Christmas is coming. There might be a chance that I might bring back a couple of pieces that you guys were really hype on in time for Christmas. So, yeah, if you're interested, and by the way, you can use offer code CartyParty and get 15% off anything from the shop as long as it's over $35. If you spend $35, I'm giving you 15% off. That basically, yeah, it's going to probably pay for your shipping. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us. All right, that is a little promo for the Carty Method shop. Let's see our next shooter. Anna, you did well. This is Daniel Van Cleef. Daniel, hey team, I've added new work to my recent submission, but since new pieces are coming in gradually, I'd like to also continue sharing some older work that could fit well within my portfolio niche. People, portrait, editorial. Editorial portraits. This particular shot is from a while ago, taken with my friend Esther. It's one from a series we did that day, and I like the black and white version. I'll have more from this session that I will add next time. Let me know what you think. Fuji X Pro 3, 18 millimeter with a crop C, crop sensa. ISO 250, 1/2000th of a second. Okay, we're gonna move this camera just a touch this way. There we go. 1/2000th of a second. 2.8. And yes, I know it's a bit low as far as f-stop. Guys, this is Daniel Van Cleef. Daniel. Yes. This is a vibe. This is a yes. This is a yes, and I'm giving you an 11 right off the top. I do not at all want to discourage you, but I do see some issues in the processing, especially with black skin. As I come in here, I see a little bit like you did some stuff. You did some stuff back here. You did some stuff in here, and you did some stuff over here. So it's very evident what's happening on this side because it just looks too perfect, and we're losing that jawline. So the way that the jawline comes in here, the way that the jawline comes in here, and then this shadow does it, like I can just see close to the braid, the retouching, and then how her chin and the texture that's on her chin over here looks different than the texture that's on her skin down here. The texture that's over here looks different than the texture that's here. The texture that's on the tip of her nose looks different than the texture that is down there. So I need a reprocess because this is a fantastic image, but I need a reprocess. I also want you to take everything that's up here and just clone that out. Clone that diagonal line out and then do a little fix here. Take that out. I mean, I don't want to lose the textured wall, but this drip is accidental, and then this lip is distracting. So just do that for me. Process this out. I would do way less here to the skin, way less, and also watch clarity and texture. Make sure that those sliders are at in Lightroom. Make sure that you're not using clarity and texture, because if you slide clarity that way and texture that way, then it gives you this like hazy kind of look. The detail that I'm all in the shirt, all of this is fine. This is excellent. I'm going to give you thumbs up on this. I just am seeing right in here. This is the most important part that we have to fix on this picture, Daniel, but it is definitely a yes and definitely going in your portfolio, my guy. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Love it. Love it. And calligraphy loves it too. You guys with me? Having a good time? You can follow me on Instagram easily. I am at Steve Carty. Pretty much everywhere on all my social medias. I'm pretty active on Instagram. And also, you can go to the brand new stevecarty.com. You can also follow the Carty method, which is how you see these photos that I'm reviewing right now, all in one place. I put them on an Instagram account, and I also have a Substack, which is called the Carty Method Daily. You can, I will actually start getting better at, I got to put the Carty Method Daily inside my show notes. But you definitely can find the Carty Method Daily if you go to stevecarty.com, and follow my icons, follow my Substack icons. All right, guys, that was Daniel Van Cleef. Daniel, thank you. Next is David Holmes, Leaders of New Chicago. Leaders of a New Chicago. The Field Foundation presents the 2023 Leaders of a New Chicago Awardee, founder, director of Real Men Charities, Yvette Moyo. Canon 5D Mark III, 85mm 1.8, f4, 1,000th of a second, ISO 200. Guys, this is David Holmes. David, this is a yes for me. David, I swear, this David guy, I needed to shake him. He needed a shake. And now that he's been given a shake, he's starting to see the light. David, there's a couple of small mistakes here that I want you to be very wary of. Look at how you're so close with the arms here. Either just cut the arms or give them more space. But how close this is claustrophobic. Okay, it's very claustrophobically close. Look at this as a cover. You see how her head is coming in front of the cover? It's because her eye line is too high on the frame. You need to shoot with the lower eye, with her eye line and her head, the top of her head kind of coming in and around here, which gives you room, which saves the next problem, which is this picture as an 8x10. So now when this picture goes to Instagram, it's an 8x10, and that 8x10 looks like that. So are you aware that you're losing that much of your photo when you're going to Instagram? So I want you to be very aware of your framing, because it's incredibly important. I want you to be aware of your head space. Don't bring your subject's head so close to the top of the frame. Give yourself some space. And the last thing is the mixed light. Mixed light. You see how here we have, this is a very, very hard highlight that's incredibly difficult to get out on, especially with super fair black skin. That your detail here is incredible. So much so, the detail's so much so that I actually see lipstick on her teeth, which is really difficult to take out in post. It's really hard to blend the lipstick color off of white enamel that's shiny. So whenever you see someone put lipstick on, especially last minute, make sure that you get them to do this. Like, this is, women will not know that they have lipstick on their teeth. It is your responsibility to tell them. So this started with a mixed light conversation, and you can see here how we have this patch of almost unrecoverable highlight here. and here and here. Look how beautiful shade looks. So in this case, because you have her in that hard light, it's now putting this hard shadow here because this place, this part of her face is shadowing her face, which then puts this line across her nose, which, you know what I mean? Like, so all you need to do, you're in an area that has dappled sun. You can see because there's trees, like she has dappled sun, like part highlight, part no highlight happening here on her shirt, right? You can see like sun points, like just back her up or move her forward until there's no mixed light on her face. Like that's what we try to do. We're moving her forward or moving her back till there's no mixed light on her face and she's all in shade, and you're able to get all of this. This side is the same as that side. And then with the right exposure, this crushes. But compositionally, tonally, like the tones that you have, the non-distracting backgrounds, this is a yes. And I am going to allow this, David, to go in your portfolio. This is a yes for me, but I want you to be hyper detailed on all, like, you're nailing so many things, but as you're nailing focus and composition, I want you to also be thinking about light and framing. Very small things, but very important things. This is an 11 for you, David. David is part of my accelerator program. This is an 11 for you. This is a huge jump up, but I want you to always be like, let's look at the light, shoot a test. Is there cross light? Is there mixed light hitting the face? How can I fix it? Guys, that is David Holmes. David, well played. All right. So you can see I don't miss much. Sorry. It's a gift and a curse, I got to tell you. It's a gift and a curse. I don't miss much, but I definitely am trying to help you get to the next level with your photography, as you can see. I'm Carty, by the way, if you've never seen me before. I didn't introduce myself. If you're still watching, you don't know who I am. My goodness, definitely go to stevecarty.com and see who the heck I am. All right, let's see who's next. Thanks, buddy. David Holmes. Thank you for submitting. Guys, next is Natalie Bennett. Natalie said, I was able to take this photo at a previous photo session this summer, shot with the Sony A7 IV Tamron 35-150, shot at 50, ISO 100 at 2.8. Guys, this is Dr. Natalie Bennett. Natalie, thanks for submitting, Natalie. So, Natalie, we got some technical issues here, and I know exactly why. The reason is because you have a 35-150 lens. A 35-150. You didn't tell me what you were zoomed at, and you shot, okay, so 1/50th of a second, 50th of a second, with a 35-150 and at ISO 100 and at 2.8. Okay, so that's the readings. 1/50th of a second. Okay, the rule is 1 over the longest focal length of the lens. So if you are shooting with a 35-150, it is 1 over the longest focal length of the lens, meaning 1 over 150. That is the slowest shutter speed that you can shoot with this lens, irregardless as to where you are zoomed within this range. You cannot shoot less than 1/50th of a second because you will get, number one, camera shake. You will get camera shake, which also is blur. Okay, now I'm going to show you I'm going to show you camera shake. Let me just zoom this in. I'm going to show you camera shake. Yes or yes, because you are shooting not at the formula. You shot at 1/50th of a second when you should have shot at 1/150th of a second, which means your lens, which is super long and top heavy, you can't handhold at a 50th of a second. Next, you're shooting at ISO 100. Why not, if you increase your ISO 200, that means now you can go from a 50th of a second to 100th of a second. If you go from 200 to 400, you can go from a 100th of a second to a 200th of a second. So the difference of you shooting this on ISO 100 versus ISO 400, which would virtually be the exact same sensor, exact same thing on your Sony a7 IV, is the difference between you having a photo that is sharp, in focus, and a photo that has camera shake. So that one detail you can't miss, especially when you're shooting with zoom lenses. Shooting with one lens and thinking that one lens is going to be amazing for all your needs between the focal length of 35 and 150 is delusional. Like, what you're getting, sadly, is a bad lens on all of these ranges. It's not a great lens on all of these ranges. So what I need to see is how good this lens is, and how you can show me is by never shooting that lens less than a 1/50th of a second. So whatever you can do, because that is the minimum shutter speed that you're allowed to shoot with this lens. The idea is there, Dr. Bennett. The idea is there. The composition is there. The movement is there. The light is there. Like, all of the elements to a photograph that would work is there, except technically it's like, if you were shooting this for a client, this can't pass. This is what, when we see our photos, when we see this level, it's like it gets X'd. It gets like flagged as a delete because it's out of focus. And if you're not sure, if you feel like you did everything right and you still got this result, it is because, and this is why I ask for your settings, it's because you shot, as soon as you said 1/50th of a second, as soon as you said that, 1/50th, and you said that you shot with a 35 to a 150 lens. 1/, the longest focal length of the lens, 1/50th. Do that, shoot at ISO 400 instead of ISO 100, and you're winning. Simple. Every time you, like, if it's ISO 100, every time you like double this number, like if it goes from ISO 100 to 200, you're giving it twice as much exposure. So therefore you can go from a 50th to 1/100 at ISO 200. And then if you go to ISO 400, you can now increase this to 1/200. And now you've equaled this simply by going from ISO 100 to ISO 400. So this kind of math is like, for me, I live and breathe this. Like I know it backwards, forwards, up, down, sideways. Like I know this, like, exposure triangle, ISO, shutter speed, aperture. Like, I know that, and that combination, and all, like, EV, which is exposure value, like light meter, like I know my light meter like I know my next breath. So exposure, when you're using zooms, 1/, the longest focal length, or you have to use a tripod. Like, that's the next thing, Dr. Bennett, is you have to use a tripod when you're trying to mess with these really slow shutter speeds. You got to use a tripod. Like, that is just how you do it. But this photo, I'm giving you an 11 on concept because you're there, but it is you're making a very silly mistake, which means this whole photo is a wash, which it's painful because the level that I'm trying to take you to is not just being good, Dr. Bennett. Being just good isn't enough. I'm trying to make you exceptional, trying to make you spectacular. So you have to keep trying, and don't ignore these little rules that I say, like 1 over the longest focal length of the lens. Like, go out when you're shooting with that lens, don't shoot aperture priority, shoot shutter priority. Set the camera at 150. So you never shoot less than that. There's an angle, right? Rather than shooting aperture priority, shoot shutter priority. It's like, yeah, but I want the background to be blurry. Well, just watch your shutter speeds. I mean, watch your aperture as you're shooting. See how far it's going. Just watch it. If it starts to get 5.6, then you're like, okay, I want it to be a little bit, But it's important that your shutter speed doesn't go all over the place the way that it is, especially with that lens. I hope that helps you. That is Dr. Natalie Bennett. Thanks, Natalie. All right. Who's next on this docket? Salim Al-Madani. Salim says, hey, gang. From my shoot for my new portfolio. This image you'll see before I drop the series on my website once I finish it. Also, first attempt at a composite. Sony A7R3 55mm f8 ISO 100 125. It's a composite. This is Salim Al-Madani. Salim. I see what you're trying to do here, my guy. I see what you're trying to do. The hard thing when you're doing these reflections is now I'm seeing this black line. So it's like, how do you do this without seeing this? Can you take that out in post? Like because that's now the roof, right? Like that's the roof that you're seeing. And then you noticed, so you then tried to put something up there as like a bit of a buffer so you weren't seeing black space. But that's the only thing that I see. Like, this is a really cool idea other than the edge of the mirror. Like these edges, like it looks cleaner on this side. That looks cleaner, but over here, this looks a bit weird. You can see here, these reflections, you can clean that up, make that look cleaner. Over here, this looks perfectly clean, Salim. So that's kind of how we're trying to do it. Skin retouching is really good, bro. Really, really good. You're getting so much better. Salim, look at you, dude. It's just really good. Really good. Nice and elegant. Great model. Great model. There's a couple of things here I would take away. Obviously, you don't take away this. This is part of her skin and part of her personality. So do not remove that. But do remove this. Do remove this. Because that is not intentional. Seen? Do remove that. Like these. Don't remove this. Don't remove that stuff. But these bumps you can take away, right? And again, you see how I'm scanning my image, like at this level? I just scanned like this, and I look through and see like what are things that I can fix, And now when you're looking at this level, you're seeing this couple things on the chin. You know what I mean? So it's important to look at it almost like just as shapes. Take this highlight out. A couple things here. Small things. Small things. You see this, right? A couple things here. Take out this. Here. I think this is a blemish, not a beauty mark. Just a couple of things, Salim. But and then any of these white dots or anything like that in the hairline, you got to take that away. So this is how I look at my frame. I look like this and I scan it this way. And you can just see all of these things that you can take out, right? Like once you're looking at your photo, like it's almost like you have to break it down You have to break it down by sections, because if you don't break your photo down by sections like this, you actually miss it. You miss all the craziness that zooming in this close brings you. And then, yeah, just the back, Salim, just this here. I don't know if there's going to be a way for you to like blend this to make it all white. Like, is there a way for you to blend all of this and this and back here? Like, that looks really hard. This is tricky, man. This is tricky. I like the frame. I like the frame. Let me look at it as a cover. So you've pre-cropped this, have you? Have you pre-cropped this? Yes, I think you have pre-cropped this to 9:12. Oops. I'm not allowed to look. I'm not looking at any future photos. Okay, so as a cover, Salim. Cover overlay. As a cover, I see what you're doing. Salim. This is a vibe. I'm with it. Let's look at it as a 4x5. Yeah, you've already cropped it this way, so this is great, Salim. Again, the small things that I've added, the small insights as far as the way that it looks on the bottom. Can you hide that frame for me, please? Yeah, the way that it looks on the bottom, that's the only thing that I'm noticing. Other than that, for me, this is a win. You're definitely, other than that, Salim, if there's a way for you to fix that, it makes me really happy. This is Salim Al-Madani. This is a yes for me, though. Just keep pushing this hard. The expectations are high with you. You're in my accelerator. You've had 9 or 10 months one-on-one with me. So, yeah, let's just keep you going forward. Salim Al-Madani, everybody. Hey, guys, we got 48 people watching. I appreciate you guys watching me. If you like my smiling face, please leave a comment and be like, hey, Carty, I liked when you said this, or I agree with this, or I disagree. Yeah, just hang out with me in chat. Hang out with me in chat here. Hang out with me in the comments. All right. Our next shooter is Samuel Saling. Samuel. This is a couple years back. Fujifilm X-T120, 18 to 55, 2.8 at 55 millimeter. F4 shot natural light. This is Samuel Saling. Samuel. This is really grabby. This is really captivating. Like, hey, Just Kick, welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. This is definitely, hey, Culture Invasion. Yo, Garan just gifted. Yo, Garan, are you being crazy right now? Garan just gifted 5 memberships. Garan is too generous considering he's staff, but you can see how much he loves this whole thing, and Garan definitely deserves the smoke. Not just the smoke, but also the light show. Garan, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. If your name is Just Kick, you were gifted a membership by the one and only Garan Rath Culture Invasion podcast. You were gifted a membership. Primo Techco, you were gifted a membership by Garan Rath. Also, Nate Rosser, you were gifted a membership. Monty Weaver, you were also gifted a membership, all by Garan Rath. Welcome to the Carty crew, and it shows you just how generous the amazing people who watch me are. It's mental how generous the people who watch me are. They're like incredible. So, Garan, thank you. Everybody else who was gifted or signed the join button today, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. All right. Okay, I'm getting glitched. Like, you guys with the... Holy, you see? They get bored. And again, by the way, if you want to control... Gear Junkie, I'm glad you're here. If you want to control my stream, you got to become a member. It is my members. You can see with all these secret commands, these guys control... They control everything. They're hardcore. Like... They're hardcore, these two. And you two. You two. Are you leaving comments for me? Are you leaving comments? Are
Yes or
you
yes?
hitting the like button? Samuel Saling, everybody. Samuel, I want you to watch the exposure in here. This is a little hot. This is up by, I would say, 20%. So we're calling it 0.2 of a stop. Just drop this down just a touch. You can see how we have some areas that are going almost white down here in the highlights. You can't let this skin tone match that so much. I love the expression, but also watch the composition on the thirds. You can see this as a double. Oh, you know what? She's pretty great with the eyes really focused in there. And I know how you framed this because you had to have this up here. So that makes sense to me, and I get it. So I'm with it. I see what you're doing. I just want a little bit less exposure. Give me minus 20% and resend this to just chatting. I like the idea. Again, I'm still trying to hone your niche. I know you're a people, places, not really a places, but you're a editorial photographer. I like it. I feel like these kinds of images, like, they're better served with like adults. So it being one of your kids, I'm not sure it applies quite as much for like a portfolio image as if it would if this was like a gentleman in that same scene in the same light, arms crossed. Like, I think it would hit way harder than it being your daughter. So these are like small things. Just, again, I know when you're lacking subjects, you like to, hey, let me shoot my daughter, let me shoot my son, let me shoot my wife. It's just like, after a while, it's too much of the same subject. And how are we going to reconcile your portfolio where you're trying to get other people to hire you to shoot them, and it's made up of your children? It doesn't compute. You're practicing on your kids, but you're executing portfolio photographs on other people. I hope that makes sense, because this becomes personal work. But as far as it being your main work, it doesn't apply quite as much. And again, unless you're trying to shoot kids, like, that's what you're doing. It's like, I am a photographer that shoots the next generation. Like, I shoot kids only. Like, and then that's weird. You know what I mean? So I want you to, like, you're such a capable photographer, Samuel. I just want you to like expand your horizons as far as who are in front of your camera as your subjects. It has to go beyond your immediate circle. I hope that that's clear, because your portfolio cannot just be made up of photographs of your kids. I hope that helps you understand. Samuel, this is an 11 as far as an idea, but again, it's just like, I want you to look through the photographs that you're considering for your portfolio. How many involve your wife or your children? How many? If it's more than 3, it's too many. I hope that helps. All right. Samuel, definitely a great idea. It's just, yeah, I'm worried that there's too many. Like, you're creating more of an archive of your children than a portfolio that you can get commercial work from. And I think that that's what you're trying to do, which means, like, I know you got to photograph your kids, but just more people, please. It's like, it's going to help you so much, Samuel. Just shoot more subjects. Like, anybody else that goes beyond your immediate family. You can't have a portfolio that's just them. You won't get hired. All right, guys, our next shooter, I don't even need to know. I didn't even look at this photographer, but because I saw the photograph. This is Anton Dudis. So this is Anton says, I hope you guys are enjoying the best photo review show ever. When I ever look at this photo, I get sentimental over this for many reasons. It was nearing the end of my photo day in Cat Cat Village in Vietnam when I spotted this woman posing for her partner. I seized the moment and snapped a few shots. Then she noticed me and burst into shy laughter. We exchanged contacts and I later sent her a few photos. The sincerity of that moment will stay with me forever. The reason that this photo is special to me is that was my first ever submission to your show about a year ago. Amazing. Have a great day. Bye. P.S. this time I used a more relaxed approach with my very little bit of a preset. I hope you like my edit. Shot with the Sony 6600 Sigma 18 to 50. Shot at ISO 1000, 2.8, 3/20th of a second. This is Anton Dudis. Anton. Yeah, Anton, I love this. I love this. I feel like it needs a little bit more exposure. Just if you're seeing in here the shadow detail, like how we're losing a little bit of her hair under here in her eyes. I just want, like, I like the fact that you pulled back the processing a lot, which is helpful. I want you to see that this is a white shirt. This is a white shirt that's reading quite gray. This is also a pelt, but it's white-ish, but it's reading a little muddy. So the last thing is you are going to have to process this again, Anton. Also, I want you to look here with these white bursts of waterfall. You know, this is also white, but they're reading quite gray, right? All of this equals exposure. All of this equals exposure. And this particular image is under. It's under, and you've processed it under, or you've shot it under, but you can recover it by adding 1/3 of a stop exposure, which is 33% brighter. It needs to be brighter. It needs to pop a little bit more. I would push that brightness until we start to really lose detail in the sleeve here a little bit, and until you start to lose detail here in the highlights here. Push this into brightness until you start to lose detail in the hair here. Okay? Like in the shoulder here. In like, that's like, push brightness until the brightest parts of the photo start falling apart. Like right here, you can see, right? Right here, this part right here. When you start to lose that, that's when it's too far. But we definitely need some exposure in here. Definitely. This I love though. So portfolio picture, Anton. Yes, my guy. Yes. Yes, it is an absolute banger. I love it. I just want you to fix the exposure. Cool. Let's look at it as a cover. You can see it's so killer. It's so killer. Like, Anton, come on. This is magic. I just want you to nail the exposure. Look at it as a 8x10 or an Instagram crop, or like a magazine crop. Like, it also works. Like, this is incredible. This is a clinic on composition. I just want you to nail the exposure, Anton, so it's as perfect as this photo is. Well done. This is Anton Dudis. That is an 11, my friend. Anton. Well done. Yes or yes? Oh, by the way, if you shoot this QR code, it takes you to the Carty method, in case you're wondering. And I'm now using it to hold longer. This is for people who watch with the TV, if you're watching on your TV. Because some people do that. You'd be surprised. Like 1 out of 5 of you are watching on a TV. Daryl, Keith, you're very welcome. Glad you're here. All right, guys, that was Anton. This is Liza Haidar. Liza says, this is Jody, photographed next to my favorite white wall down the street from my studio. Shot at 3 p.m. I've been practicing taking portraits in mid-afternoon sun lately. Retouching by Soheil Momeni. That is my retoucher that I recommended to Liza. Shot with the Nikon D850 with a Sigma 135, 1/500th of a second, f8 at ISO 100. This is the one and only, the undeniable Liza Haidar. Liza, well, come now, Liza. This is a yes. This is a yes. Like, it's definitely amazing. I would have loved her chin to be squared up a little bit more. She's looking like, if this is her, if this is her face and this is camera position, she's looking like here. She's not looking here. I would have loved to see her face just because you can see now you get one jaw really rock, but we're losing this jaw, and her nose now is on this angle instead of straight. I know you have lots of this woman, and again, Liza, I'm literally splitting hairs here because I know how great you are. I know your level. Also, look at the exposure. Your exposure is perfect. Look at the background. The background shot natural light. Like, this is natural light white, which is so pimp. Look at this as a cover. Like, it's a magazine cover. Obviously the masthead just in front of her hair a little bit like that is more than acceptable. Looking at this, let me hide that. Looking at this as an 8x10. Oops, we'll hide that. Show you this as an 8x10. You can see that we could move this up a little bit without losing too much of the sensibility of the image. Like, I would crop across her forehead personally. If I was to put this in Instagram, I would... Yeah, it's a tricky one. I like cutting heads. So I would kind of maybe crop her there for Instagram. So I wouldn't be cutting off too much of her arms. But yes, Liza, I love this. This is a yes. Again, I just want you to watch when, especially with women with like a strong jawline, that you have them square up that jawline. So it, like, once they're turning sideways, it gets like... you have a weak jaw on one side, like it's not as strong on this side, and then the collar kind of hurts it as well. So yeah, this is one where I would almost bias that side and have her turn her face this way a little bit more and then look back at me this way. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can do it, Liza, but this is a banger. I love it. I love it. We got lots of great photos. This is a portfolio picture, Anna. Liza, this is a yes for me. Definitely a portfolio picture, for sure. Hey, you guys have heard this music before. All right. And again, you know, I play your favorite songs from my videos, so it's Pavlovian, you know? This is what my playlist is here when I'm doing my podcast. It just plays all of the songs that have ever been in any one of my videos, by the way. Secret time. Guys, that was Liza Hyder. Well done, Liza. So this is Nick Johnson. Nick says, Carty, shot this right around the time I started working with you one-on-one. I've always shot a ton of simple looks on white, allowing the white to go gray. I'd like to get your feedback on this shot, as it is a minimalist vibe, which is something that I feature heavily in my portfolio and plan to continue. EOS R, 24-70, 2.8, shot at 70 millimeter, 1/200th of a second at 7.1, shot with a 5-foot octa with a grid. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Nick Johnson. Nick. Yeah, this is a yes. This is a yes. We need a little hair zhuzh. You can see her hair's a little flat on this side. This is something that, like, you know, you're going to want it to match that, which is simple as you just like, you know what I mean? But again, you can't really do much about this after the fact. So this is one of those things that you just let go. But just stuff to watch about, you know, to see the shape of her head on this side. You want to balance that shape on this side. The eyes are great, like big, beautiful eyes. Great skin retouching. There's a couple of blemishes around her mouth. These are not freckles. This is a freckle. That's a freckle. But there's a couple of, I think, maybe non-freckle things around there that you could kind of help her with. So different with the R versus the R6, mister? He's shooting R6 Mark II right now. This is back in the day when he was shooting with the R. So yeah, I would just want you to, make sure that, all of your dots are crossed in here when it comes to your skin retouching. Let's make sure that that is all perfecto. Love the crop top. Love this. This is great. Nice detail in the abs. Clean underneath the arms. Like, Nick, come on, dude. This is a yes. This is a portfolio picture for sure. It's a portfolio picture for sure. You know, like it's just a yes. I just want you to watch those small things. Make sure that this girl zhuzhes her hair so it just comes out there just a little bit more.
Yes.
And yeah, like I would just love to see all the different variations of her, which I know that you have other ones of this in your book. This is a yes. This is yes. That's an 11 for me. It's almost too many photos to, like, this week. I don't even know if I can give photos of the week. There's too many good photos, guys. There's too many good photos. And again, I have questions for you. I'm going to ask you guys some questions at the end of the episode. Speak specifically about, are you happy that I do 2 photo review shows? Are you happy that I do 2 photo review shows, meaning portfolio reviews and assignment reviews? Because the assignments, now that I've been doing this, like looking at portfolio reviews outside the assignment, less people are submitting to the assignment. So the assignment, that trains you, man. It trains you on such another level. So, like, I love the 2 shows. Personally, I love it. I want to keep doing it. But, like, my Thursday show, I've canceled it once already because there wasn't 10 photos to review. There has to be 10 for me to do the show. So I've never even I've never even had to say, like, I've never missed a minimum. At, like, it's always a maximum. It's almost too many photos to look at. So now that I've added 2 shows, it's easier to submit to this one, Tuesdays, than it is to submit to Thursdays. So if people are opting for the easy, have me look at stuff you've shot already, rather than opting for the hard, I have to go shoot something this week for this assignment. So we'll see. Let's see how many people pull it out on Thursday, where you are shooting your niche at night. Night photography with your niche. It's so hard, but it's so amazing. Guys, Nick, you crushed it. It's like, come on, Nick. Well done. I love this girl. I'd love to photograph her. I love redheads and blue eyes. Yeah, 2 things that I don't have. All right, that is Nick Johnson. Nick. Our next shooter is Juan Herrera. Juan says, Carty, this is a portfolio consideration. Thank you for your feedback. EOS R 24-105 at 90, f5.6, 1/200th of a second at ISO 500. This is the deadly Juan Herrera. Juan, this is, hey, Mr. Word, welcome. Who's gifting again, my guys? What is happening? Juan, hang on here. We got shit going crazy here. What is happening here? Like, who's gifting subs here, man? Who's gifting memberships? What is happening here? What is happening? I'm seeing, like, what's going on here? Like, please tell me what is happening here. Doyle Daniels, Doyle just dropped a 5-bomb and gifted a bunch of people who are subscribed to this channel memberships. Doyle, is that what just happened, bro? Is that what I missed? Thank you, Doyle. You are a king. Doyle, look at my numbers, bro. The numbers are growing. We're at 192. We are 8 away from 200. 8 away from 200, my mind is going to break. You understand there's a time where I had 270 members on this channel? I don't know what happened. The economy happened, and people are like, I can't afford it, man. So I made my memberships $5. And I used to have tiers of memberships. I used to do my photo reviews. You'd have to be a member to do the photo reviews, but holy midness, this is insane because we are 8 away from crossing the 200 member threshold. The goal is, guys, if you got gifted a membership, the goal is you have to keep your membership going. You have to sign up when it expires, because they're gifting you a membership for 30 days. It's not forever. You didn't get gifted, like, they're not buying your membership forever. They just paid for it for a month to get you into it and get you hooked on what we got going on here. Get you hooked on access to all of my live streams and chats and secret ones and all of that stuff. So That's what my gifters are doing. They're trying to get you on board, but it's your responsibility to keep that gifted stream, that gifted membership train going. All right. This is the one and only Juan Herrera. Juan, this is fire. Fire. Juan, this is fire, my guy. Like, I like this so much. And I have to tell you, it's so funny because I saw this photo just before I saw the name. So I saw the photo before I saw the name. And I was trying to reconcile who made this. And yeah, Juan, this is so good. So good. Let's break it down. First of all, let's look at it really closely. I agree. Let's look at it really closely. First off,
Yes, sir, yes.
really strong, really strong in the focus. Really strong in the focus. There's a couple of skin things that we could definitely fix. But this is bordering on flawless, you know, like it's really small skin things. You know, you fix a couple of these, just using the patch tool. Whenever you get like white highlights, which happens sometimes with black, I try to take some of them down, the ones that look a little bit too extra. Take this down, take that down. This little bumpy right here, you take that away. Take that away, and that, and that. I use the patch tool. You might have watched some of my from raw to retouched behind the scenes that I show sometimes here. And then this, just take this away and then drag it so you're blending from here. So it takes that over, and that's going to make it so, or you can take here and drag it up here and grab that. You know what I mean? And that, and some of that you take away. Love the blonde hair. Love the blonde hair. I love the jawline. The jawline and these highlights, man. Holy shit. So good. Like, look at this guy's jaw. I mean, his cheekbones. You know, jawline, the light. This 3-light setup is gorgeous. Like, really strong. This is a yes for me. I could spend all day on this picture one. This is great. Fantastic. Like, smashing. Really good. Juan Herrera, everybody. Yes. 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 Yes, Juan. Yes. If I wasn't clear, yes. Taylor, say it. Thank you. Juan, that was great. All right. We are on to the last 6 photos. These are all now staff. People who are, I'm looking at these photographs, these are staff. You want me to sing some more? All right, maybe. Okay, so Michael Steinmetz. Michael is my community manager. Michael is the guy who greets you when you join the Carty Crew community. Mike is amazing, Mike Steinmetz. Mike says, Hoover Mason Trestle in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's a facility used in the early 20th century steel industry. It's now a tourist attraction and museum of sorts. This location is a beautiful combination of my photography interests. The sun setting added some nice highlights. R8, 50mm STM, 60th of a second, 13 is the F, ISO 125. This is the one and only Mike Steinmetz. Mike! Well, this is a yes for me. This is a yes for me. It's so textured. It's so textured. This is a yes for me, Mike. I mean, I look at this composition. Mike, like, come on, dude. This is a yes for me. This is a fantastic photo. This is a photo that you should print and have in your house and have up for sale. If one would want to endeavor to have such a fine photograph on their wall. Mike, this is dope, dude. I love the texture. I love the leaves changing color, the color of the sky. this building, the surveillance. Mike, this is a yes for me. This is yes. Yes. This is a yes. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You didn't see that. Yeah, Mike, this is a yes. Let's again look at this as a double. Mike, this brings me joy and technically amazing. So good, Mike. I'm very proud of you. This is a very strong shot. Very, very compositionally sound. So yeah, I got nothing bad to say. This is great. And again, it's like we've had talks, Mike, and I want to have another talk with you because I feel like your next, and I mean, especially after we've had like some offline stuff, I have a bit of a vision. I'm going to pitch something to you because again, it's like I hear, I know how you need to use photography. So I want to talk to you about some ideas. And this really spawned the biggest one of it. For you, Mike, I think prints and books. I think that is going to be your realm. But yeah, let's talk more about it. Guys, that's Michael Steinmetz. All right, so our next photographer will be part of the Carty cartel. His name is Sean Thomas, and you might have got a sneak peek of that close-up view of the Porsche. Who changed my lights? Let's go. As requested, Sean Thomas, close-up of a Porsche badge, shot with the Canon EOS R with a 70mm Tamron 24-70. At 40th of a second, f9, ISO 125. Okay, so you guys are seeing are you putting it together that you also control my lights? Are you realizing that as well? When you change my heart rate, it changes the lights in the background. When you show my heart rate. Guys, I've only worked on my setup for the last 4 years. Guys, this is Sean Thomas. Sean! Well, this is a yes. I love the sweeps, bro. I love the sweeps. These sweeping lines. I love these sweeps. I love this. I love this gradient that's going across here. It's like a reflection of the sky with the clouds. Sean, this is killer. Killer, Sean. Killer. Again, watch your gutters, bro. You know you're composing this on the 3rd, Sean. You know you're composing that on the 3rd. This is me wagging my finger on this because I'm going to say again, you know you're composing this on the 3rds. This is a hard wag. So, other than that, Sean Thomas, please, you got to inch this over. This has to be right here, like right here. Like that's where it goes. You see how it's centered now? Perfect. This is too close to the gutter. Like I'm breaking your balls because we are at this level now, Sean. We are at this level now. This isn't first. Now we are in the upper echelons of insanity with car photography. Because we are up here, now I am like, hey buddy, look at this. Not here, but 1 inch over. Tell me that doesn't compositionally hit more. And then Sean's like, fuck, Carty, you're right. So this is why we're trying to this is why my accelerator is so powerful. This is why the Carty crew, this is why the mentorship community, this is why all of this is so powerful, because look at the level of photography today. Like Sean, by the way, this is an 11. I'm breaking your balls because your balls need to be broken on this very simple mistake on a picture that only people who know will know. But I'm one of them. You're one of them as well. So I need you to just watch that on the 3rds and stay on the 4ths. Just break it into 4, cut your frame in half, and push it over. In fact, I would encourage all of you, turn the grid off on the inside of your camera if it's on the 3rds. It's not the right grid. Sorry, because it messes you up when you shoot vertical. Or if you see the thirds just on this side, put it on the outside of that line, and over here, put it on the outside of that line. Don't shoot it on the line. Put it on the outside and on the outside. Then it's closer to the quarters. That's closer. Hope that helps you. Sean Thomas, everybody. Guys, Sean Thomas. Well done. Again, it's an 11, Sean, but it could have been a 13. Oh, I have to be hard on my staff. This is Garan Wrath. As requested in last week's submission, here is another Nukes product in milk. It's not a splash, but I wanted to focus on the soft and luxurious feel of cream for this product. Sony A7R Mark III 70mm Sigma art lens, 125th of a second, ISO 100 f16. This is the one and only, the mighty Garan Wrath. Garan. Yeah, this is cleaner. I like this a lot, bro. This is a yes for me. Look at how it's more subtle. Like, it's more subtle in the cream. It's not how you call it, like the radical, non-believable. We're basically, guys, we're referencing a photo that he submitted last week that I shot down. So this is the shot, Garan. Like, this is the shot. And I mean, now with this, I'm like, how can you make it feel more creamy? It's like, well, no, it's not. It doesn't need to really feel more creamy. Like, you see, this is not a white, but you can see it's submerged into the cream. Look at this as a cover. Like, come on. This is textbook. I want to see this now as a 4x5. And you can see the way that Garan framed this. He framed this with so much discipline that it actually works perfectly as an 8x10. It fits within that frame, but it also fits within the magazine format. Like, this is shot in a textbook way. You see the space, like, this is just like a yes for me. I'm sorry I was so hard on you last week, Garan, but like, it was necessary, because this now, and seeing where you've now taken this product, this is the level of expectation that I have for you. It's simple as that. It's just simple as that. This is the level of expectation that I have for the work that you create. End of story. So yes, Garan, that's a picture. That's a picture. Yes. You see, like, again, you won't, when you see that photo, you don't remember the photo from last week, Garan. Like, because this one is just, but that other technique, you need to master that too. You need to figure out a way to master that, which is hard. It's hard, but you're on your way. Okay, this is Ammon Thompson, everybody. My next consideration is Maya, who was shot during a quick family shoot in celebration of her attending her first school dance. Fuji X-T5 27mm 1.2, shot ISO 125, 50th of a second, f2. Natural light, no modifier. This is the one and only Ammon Thompson. Ammon. This is a yes for me. This is a yes for me. This is compositionally sound. This is very beautiful. Let's look at the masthead. As a magazine shot, it's beautiful. Her eyes, like, she's very focused on camera, like she's riveted on you. Like, great exposure. I mean, she's a teenager. She's going to have a little bit of bumpies. This on the forehead here is very difficult to take away and make it look smooth and blended perfectly. So I appreciate you not going too far with the post. This is a yes for me, Ammon Thompson. This is a yes. I like the tone. I think you warmed it up as well. Like, this, the skin tone is nice. I remember you had this skin tone was a little colder before. And I looked through your website and gave
Yes, sir,
you
yes.
a little bit of a review on the skin tone from image to image, and I think you 100% nailed it and fixed it in this one. So this, for my friend, is a yes. That's Eamon Thompson. I got to tell you, there's nothing that's going to be harder than photo of the week this week. Simple. There's nothing that's going to be harder than photo of the week this week. Okay. Here we are. This is Vicky Sonic. Hello, Carty crew. Sorry for being so MIA. I've been busy capturing, creating, and working on my photography. Thought I'd put this in photo for consideration in my portfolio. I'm mostly a portrait shooter. I will try to watch, but it's so hard for me to watch in the afternoon. Anyways, I caught this moment between the couple. They hired me to capture an engagement photo on the day they actually got engaged. It was such great to see their moment between them, and it seems to me that they were really soaking and enjoying their day. Nikon Z6 Mark II 24mm 1/2500th of a second, 2.2 ISO 100. This is the one and only Vicky Sonic. Let's get it on, Vicky. Beautiful capture, Vicky. Again, what I want you to watch is you're composing this on the thirds. So yes, I know this is a wedding photo or like an engagement photo, and it is compositionally sound, but I want you to look at this composition this way. I want you to look at this composition just with them off the gutter just a little bit more and punched in a little bit more. Look at the difference of that composition, where now it's not so far back, and it's also not on the thirds, where I'm actually centering them in this frame, and then there's the gutter, there's lots of space, and I've also reduced the headroom. So you can see this picture on its own almost works as a vertical. Like if I bring this back to the full frame, you can see that this picture, I'm not sure why you shot it horizontally, because if I hide that and I show this frame, you can see that this could have easily just been that frame. So there was no need to really do a horizontal picture at all, because that's the picture, no? That's the picture, no? There's nothing else important. So for me, I want you to be very wary of when you're shooting horizontal and when you're shooting vertical. This is a beautiful capture, but personally, I would crop this picture. I would punch it in to make it so if you would like to make it work within a double, it's easy breezy. You just zoom this in here. You just zoom this in a little bit and move it over, and there's your double, and they are thrilled. And that can go now 2 pages in a photo book and look brilliant, and they would be happy as pigs in punch. So it's like, that to me, that's the shot, Vicky. The shot as it is shot, it needs to be cropped. And because we're trying to not waste so much of our sensor, the goal is to assess the situation and decide on the spot whether this is a vertical or a horizontal picture. So I'm rating you, Vicky, but I'm feeling like you could have punched in, shot vertical, or composed this double page spread just a little tighter. I know it's on the spot, it's live, you're shooting this thing, it's a real moment, but still at the same point, you have to be psycho and like also get like magic legit compositions and shoot both vertical and horizontal. That is my 2 cents for you, Miss Vicky Sonic. Vicky Sonic. So, as I've been looking through these photos, I'm thinking today And by the way, at the end of today's show, we have a video to look at. So we're going to look at a video from the one and only Josh McCoy, who's posted a highlight reel. Our last photo to look at, though, is calligraphy. Excited to share my latest photo submission for the Carte Method portfolio review. This shoot features a model embracing a more masculine style, bringing in a fresh and edgy vibe to the session. I had a blast experimenting with natural light for this session as per my instructions. Although I would have loved to capture the magic a bit later in the day for those perfect golden hour. Following editorial rules proved to be a challenge with my without my trusty tripod, but it pushed me to think outside the box and get creative with my angles. I can't wait to hear your thoughts and feedback. Nikon Z8, 85mm, 2.8, 100th of a second, ISO 100, the one and only calligraphy. Ridgely. Show me this picture, people. Where's my picture? Sorry, I can't touch that button yet. Here. Hello, there it is. Calligraphy, let's get it on. Thank you for submitting, my friend. Thank you. So calligraphy, right off the top, the eye line is too high. This is too high in the frame. Right here, it's too high in the frame. I'm going to show you so many different reasons why. Number one, look at this as a cover. You can see that it's too high in the frame. Second is this is an 8x10. I mean an 8x12 because we shoot 8x12. And because of that, you can see when I show you the 8x10 frame, and when we take this 8x10 frame, I can't take anything else from the top, but look at how much of your image you're losing. You're losing everything below the elbows. And you're also cutting her wrists in a really radical way. So for me, I'm not sure this is the image. Maybe there's something from this set that's a little bit further back, but because of this really high up head, like you're cutting her head, just back up a little. And then also she's got a little bit of like a too serious a look on her face. You know what I mean? Like she's just almost too serious in here. So because of that, it's not giving me enough oomph. It's not giving me enough, like, I need some sort of like sweetness in her eyes. I mean, I know maybe that's her attitude or the vibe, and I get that. But as far as trying to sell you as a photographer, you're trying to sell you as well. The two things that really bother me the most are where you're cutting her wrists off and just not seeing her hands. All she needs to do is hold her hands a little bit higher on her waist, cross her arms. If she wants to have that boss attitude on her face, have her cross her arms so her arms match. Because she's leaning forward, we lose her hands, and then your head this is just way too cropped up there. So my suggestion is pick a different frame, or this particular picture, I would have just punched in and just focused on shooting just this and like a little bit of the jacket, and not focused on trying to catch any more of the picture at all. You know what I mean? And then, for me, that's, are there more shots with her from this set where she's a little bit more friendly in the face and you don't have the eye line with the head like so high up in the frame? I hope that helps you, Kay. Again, I feel like she needs just a little bit of a softer expression. It's going to sell you and your work a little bit more. And the cropped wrists it's hard to reconcile. So definitely watch that. Okay. We are going to look through a little highlight reel from one of my viewers. His name is Josh McCoy. Josh, I am hoping and assuming that there is no copyright music in this video. I'm going to say again, I'm assuming that there's no copyright music in this video. So if I play this video and this podcast episode gets flagged because of the music that you included in this, I'm going to be very frustrated. I'm going to be very frustrated because it's all it takes is you to put whatever songs you want, but they're not licensed or cleared. And then I put it on YouTube and I put it on my live stream. And then my whole episode, all the work that I've just done, I can't monetize it. So I'm hoping, Josh, and I'm trusting that you don't have copyright music in this video. And if you do, I'm going to be very upset. I'm just stating it now. All right. This, guys, is the one and only Josh McCoy with a highlight reel request that we look at for his portfolio. And I just have to do one thing here. Sorry, apologies. Let me just do one thing here with my Mac OS audio to make sure that that is going through, which it is. All right, on to Josh McCoy. I can't believe that you filmed that with a remote control in front of your face. That's a great clip. You can definitely, I'm going to put music in the background now. You can definitely show that on your website. I think that it's perfect. I am going to find now some high energy music. I'm going to find some high energy music for you for that, and I'm going to play it one more time. So this is the track. Yeah, you can see it just needs a little bit of music, Josh. I think that it just needs a little bit of music, honestly. You can see how much just a little bit of high energy behind this just makes it feel so right. I mean, I just grabbed the first track on the list of high energy music from Epidemic Sound. My other question, Josh, is for you, Josh, is why not full screen? Why not? I noticed you chose to do like a square format almost. I'm wondering why you didn't do letterbox or full wide. I'm sure you're using like a square sensor in your camera. I guess maybe that's the deal, but I'm just interested. I love the shots though. I think that this is great. This is a great ad for your website and obviously for your portfolio, showing what you can do. I definitely get it with the following go-karts. I know that like doing racing and like drone follows are like one of your specialties. I'd love to see how you would do that with another application. Like imagine you're following a guy and like you fly the drone through the house and you're following him doing his routine and then he goes outside and you do a crazy drone shot outside. Like I would love you to film me and get one of those like just following me as I move through the world. Like that is like, that's what I want to see is like that kind of an application, but not in a place where we see it used all the time. And we always are seeing now follow drones on every race now. It seems like it's standard. So showing a race and showing you doing that, show me something else. Show me like pick one person to follow down the street as they're on a journey. Like that now would add like a oomph, I think. But Josh, it's a great shot. Great shot. Great shot. Guys, we have reached the end of today's episode, but before the end, I like to spin the wheel. What I'm going to do for you, because you're watching and so hardcore, I'm going to spin the wheel so you know not what Thursday's assignment is. But so you know what next Thursday's assignment is. Thursday, I've already set the assignment. Thursday, I'm looking at your niche photos at night, but I spin the wheel on Tuesdays for next Thursday's assignment. And if you're watching, you get 2 extra days to brainstorm what you're going to shoot, because then I post the assignment on Thursday. So the wheel spin's about to happen. Before I do the wheel spin, I'd like to give some love to the people who submitted today. Everybody who submitted today. The work that I saw today was fantastic. There are some real standouts that I got today, like some images that I was like, whoa, thank you. Like, whoa. And rather than calling them photos of the week, I'm calling them best in show. Okay, it's super simple. There's no photos of the week, but these are today's unequivocal best in show. Okay, pretty simple. Starting with our first, and again, a new shooter. Our first best in show today goes to the one and only Andrew Streeter. Welcome. Glad you're a part of this. This is your first submission and first best in show. Welcome, Andrew. Congratulations. The next, again, this is pictures that I said, whoa, like, yes, like pictures that I said, yes, man, yes. And I think that's what I'm going to be doing on Tuesdays. Guys, your next best in show goes to the mighty Mike Lilly. Best in show, guy. Yes. Yes. I was so happy when I saw this picture, Mike. Thanks. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. So happy. Mike Lilly. Our next best in show. And again, photos that I was like, yes. Guys, our next best in show goes to Daniel Van Cleef. Best in show. Fixed the things that I spoke about, Daniel, but oh my word, so happy with this photo. So happy. Fix the things that I talked about. Daniel Van Cleef. Another best in show. And again, like, this shooter. Sometimes I want to shake this guy. This is such a level up for you that it deserves this accolades. But I'm telling you, we're still tuning that radio and we're still developing you into the beast that you are going to be. Our next, and I think first ever, best in show goes to David Holmes, everybody. David, let's get it on. Best in show. You just covered his best in show. There you go. David, congratulations. This is deserved, and keep pushing forward. Please, my guy. It's David Holmes. And just because I'm giving you that love, don't think that I didn't, like, there's all kinds of things along this line that I'm like, hey, like this, okay? Okay, this is where it gets a little bit, I have to be ruthless from here on in. Ruthless, okay? Ruthless. I can't mess around. Guys, your next best in show goes to the mighty Liza Hyder. Liza, congratulations. Congratulations, best in show. Again, you can see, like, I don't mess around when it comes to giving out these accolades. And like, this picture is so magic. There is a thing, and I was very clear about it, but that thing does not make this photograph any less magic. So your next best in show, and again, a forever showstopper. Ladies and gentlemen, Anton Dudis. Best in show. Congratulations, Anton. This is fantastic. Like, it's insanely good. Insanely good. Our next, again, best in shows only, people. Best in shows only. Next, best in show, Juan Herrera. Just, come on. Juan Herrera. Like, what? Juan. And we have another right here. This photograph. This photograph. It's all based on how it affects me. It's all based on like the impact and the hit that I feel when I'm looking at it. So this photograph, your next best in show, goes to Michael Steinmetz. Mike, congratulations, buddy. Just like, what do I say? This picture brought me joy. So, yeah, Mike Steinmetz right here. Mike, well done.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And I think I have two more. Ouch, that hurt my ears. Our next best in show goes to Sean Thomas. Sean, again, it's like, Sean, I love you, brother. This is fantastic. And again, it's like, I broke your balls enough. Really great job. And our last photo of the week and final photo of the week. Again, another guy who I broke his balls last week on his photo. And this photo, clean it up. Guys, your last and final best in show this week goes to the mighty Garan Rath. Well done. Well done. Guys, Garan Rath. So those are your best in shows. And now it is time for your assignment. This is not Thursday's assignment. This is next Thursday's assignment. Because you are watching, you get the very, very distinct privilege of finding out 2 days early. This is the assignment that I post on Thursday for next week. But because you're watching now and you made it to the very end of the episode, you get this bonus, which is 2 days early to prepare that next assignment. 2 days early. Ladies and gentlemen, your assignment wheel of destiny. I do not pick the assignments, although I made all the assignments. This is your assignment wheel of destiny. Let's see what we're shooting this week, people. Let's see what it is that we are shooting. We are shooting. I love this. God is in the details. What does that mean? God is in the details. That means God is in the details, is what that means. So I will read out your assignment, calligraphy wherever you are. Please pay attention. God is in the details. So the assignment goes like this. The assignment goes like this. I think that I might have zoomed by it. Yeah, I did. Okay, so it is up here. And I make a list. Here it is. Here it is. Details. Come on, buddy. I just had it. Okay. This is... I have to fix that. Okay. Make an image that captures a story, that tells a story through detail. Sean Thomas, you just did that. But God is in the details. So make an image that tells a story through detail. Capture a single image that tells a deeper story through subtle details. Portrait shooters can focus on a part of a person, i.e., their mouth, their lips, their ear, their hands, their expressions. Places shooters can capture the intricate design elements. I want to see details. And I say again, God is in the details. And if you shoot things, if you shoot product, I want to see an up close and personal detail of a product. God is in the details. That is your assignment. It is due next week, Wednesday at midnight. I will post this assignment in the assignment folder on Thursday. So Thursday is when you will learn about God being in the details. I will post that in the folder. But until then, you can percolate because you can't really, and you can start shooting. You can start setting up. You have enough time to shoot multiple times and pick the right one. Guys, I hope today brought you value. I have a meeting that's about to start in 15 minutes. But what we're going to do is our regular Tuesday hangouts, which we normally do after the episode on Tuesday, I've moved to Thursday. We're going to do them after the episode on Thursdays. Tuesdays are becoming incredibly busy lately. Thursdays have been a little bit more chill. So Thursday afternoon, now I can do a little hangout with you in Zoom. If you're in the mentorship community, you will see meetups. If you go there right now, you'll see the very next meetup, which is Thursday. You'll see the Zoom link, and you and me, we can hang out with all the rest of the people who hang out in these meetings. And they're awesome. Like, they're honestly awesome. It's the most fun. Grab a coffee, grab a beer, grab a drink, hang out with us on Zoom. On Thursday afternoon, about 15 minutes after the episode ends. Guys, I hope today brought you value. I hope you learned something. If you didn't learn something, I hope you had a little bit of fun. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're not already. Please consider becoming a member, because the people who hit the join button, the joiners, the YouTube members, those people are why I'm able to give you literally 2 hours and 16 minutes of commercial-free content, because I have people joining. Thank you. If you gifted a membership today, thank you. And you know who you are. I appreciate everybody who gifted memberships today, everybody who became a subscriber today. Thank you, everybody who did all of the right things. That keeps me going. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me high energy, and it keeps me enthusiastically here helping you get to the next level with your photography. Please visit stevecarty.com. That is the easiest way to learn more about me and my photography. If you're interested in becoming a photographer, if you have a photography business that is underperforming and you are trying to get to that next level with your photography business, then you need to go to the Carty Method. The Carty Method is my professional photography education site where I help you get from where you are right now to living the life of a full-time working pro. If that is your dream, thecartymethod.com is for you. Go there right now. One love.
This commercial-free live stream was brought to you by the members of this channel. If it wasn't for you, we'd have to fill up these live streams with ads that would just interrupt the flow. The members of this channel make commercial-free content during these live streams possible. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month today to gain access to secret live streams, live chats, and to show your support with that crown badge next to your name. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert, even if the content you're sharing isn't yours. Be a curator and share this content with your network. If you're an emerging or struggling photographer that's trying to break free from your current 9-to-5 grind and transition to the life of a working pro photographer, that's our obsession here at the Carty Method. Register, get the support you need. If you're alone and struggling at this craft, make sure you join the Carty Method community. You'll always find help in the show notes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
Thanks for being here. I love you all.